Okay, I think we're working now. All right. Previously on the GodBreaking, we are in between worlds. This is an interlude. You guys are using your alternate characters, and you had a quest. You guys were just hanging around up on Mount Celestia, and you got summoned, or at least were requested to speak to the Queen Delvinia from from Lunaria. She was one of the rulers of the underwater kingdoms, and she had a falling out with another mermaid, a female mermaid that she was in a relationship with, and she tasked you guys with going down to the mortal realm and retrieving her girlfriend, Ari. So after some negotiating, which I don't remember what you guys negotiated for. What did you guys negotiate for? Do you remember?
Money.
I think we
remember wanting compensation and everyone else being like, yeah, what do we do with gold? You don't know.
We don't know, but I hear having gold's pretty cool.
I do remember that, yeah. Anyway, you guys decided to go down to the mortal realm. So you took a... Did you take the... No, you got sent down, right? Anyway, you went down to the mortal realm to Cragland, where the dwarves live. And there you encountered a couple of characters. First of all, you encountered Squall. And she is head of the dwarven patrol here in this area. She informed you that the city and the realm has been changed. It's now a lot of what they do is based around trying to survive, survive the attacks of the Darklings. Yes, you found an old dwarf first. He kind of gave you directions to the town. The town, I don't think I gave the town a name. I'm going to call it Tallfort. Anyway, you guys got directions to the best and really the only tavern in Tallfort, which was a tavern called the Busty Tranny. Yes, Alana, his partner was very pretty. If beauty is only skin deep and you look at her character instead. So this was the tavern. There you go. And you encountered a few individuals here. First, one of the people you encountered was this nice barmaid named Lizzie. And she was very, very kind and helpful to you. You encountered Guglug, the half-orc bouncer who wants to become a wizard. He's an aspiring wizard. You encountered the... He casts fist a lot. You encountered the tavern owner. The busty tranny herself, named Belle. And, of course, you encountered the mermaid in question, named Ari. So, you talked to Ari, and you convinced her that Queen Delvinia was remorseful, and that she should go back down to go back up to heaven and rejoin. So, she was tired at the end of the day, so you asked Guglug to escort her back to her her apartment. So Guglug took Ari back to her apartment, and you guys are planning to leave for Mount Celestia the next morning. Okay. Oh, did Deimos have an encounter with the
Yeah, I remember that. I thought it was I didn't know it was the owner. I thought it was some random person that was trying to hit on Salona. So I want to retcon that. If that was the owner and stuff, I thought it was some random just drunk bar dude.
Okay, no, this is the owner of the tavern. the busty
Yeah,
tranny.
yeah. I wouldn't have done it to that dude, because that dude was big. But it was like a random, just like this generic creep that was there. That's what I would have done. I was very misinterpreted when I smashed its face.
Okay. All right. All right. So what do you so Elwyn is planning to go out and join the night patrol. Zelona has a date with Lizzie when she gets off her shift. What are the rest of you guys doing? Gwen is going with the night patrol.
I'm
Brawl
going with
and
Patrol too.
all right, douchebag. Doucheface. You're going on the night
Doucheface.
patrol. Brawler, what are you gonna do? If you can hear, he will silently travel along with you. He's having
I still don't
storm.
actually think Brawl exists. Like, I think someone just took a big shit one day, and it's been following us around, but things get stabbed. I don't even know.
Okay, he says he'll go on the patrol too. I think he's having microphone problems. All right. So, late into the night. Oh, I had tavern music. Where'd my tavern music go? As the tavern, the nightlife kind of winds down. It's getting, midnight passes, 1 a.m. passes, and around 2 a.m. Belle starts walking through town, through the and kicking out everybody, kicking out all the drinkers and stuff like that. The girls have already brought their patrons back up to private rooms and that kind of stuff. So now it's just the dregs. Zelona, you are talking to Lizzie, and you see she's finally come to the end of her shift. You see her wiping down a table, and she wipes some sweat off her brow, and she looks at you and she says, "Wow, well that was a long night. I'm about to get off." Yeah?
Well, it really was, and I see you still have some cleanup to do, but let me help with that, and I'll just like get a few little servants, the little invisible ones, and have them help out with the cleaning. Um, Make it spick and span so Belle won't take offense if Lizzie ducks out early.
Okay. All right. Lizzie's very grateful, and she ducks back to like the kitchen and the staff area so she can clean up and get her things. All right. Guglug and Ari have left. They left about an hour ago, and Belle is just puttering around, making sure everyone leaves. She comes up to you, Gwaine, and she says, "You're still here. I thought I told you we're closing up. You and you a bunch of troublemakers. You should get out of my bar."
I thought I was already gone.
You're gone already? You're heading off to the...
Yeah.
Alright. Elwyn and Gawain is already leaving. He brought his people with him. Alright. She looks up, she kicks out the last few people, and she starts locking up the doors. She looks at you, Zelona, and she winks at you and she says, "Have fun tonight, sweetie."
You bet. And I'll wink and I'll like just pop over to the side exit.
All right, you walk outside. It's now the cool of the night has it catches your cheeks, and you hear off in the background movement and the steady rhythm of soldiers marching, just kind of far away outside the city walls. But for the most part, the town is quiet. There are a few homes with lights on, bedroom windows or in parlors or that kind of thing. But for the most part, the town is shut down. A minute goes by, and the side door opens, and Lizzie comes out. She smiles at you and she says, "I'm sorry it's so late. Working at the tavern, my hours and my sleep schedule is kind of all twisted and jumbled. But if you're not tired yet, we can go around. I can show you around town and some of the sights."
That sounds lovely. And I loop my hands around hers. Lead the way.
She smiles a little bit, and she starts walking you off to the edge of town. She says, I didn't grow up here in this town. I grew up off in a farm quite a bit. She says, she gestures off to the west. She says, off in that direction. But I kind of struck out on my own. I wanted to go to the big city. My pa, he didn't want none of that. But I kind of ran off and haven't seen him since. So she's been talking. She says, but I've been making my way here for the last 2 years, and you get to a like an open square. She says, and this is one of my favorite places. In the morning, she says, the birds really gather here, and you can hear their songs, and the kids play over there in the park, and there's fresh bread vendors, and she looks at you and she says, where do you come from? I've been talking like crazy all by myself. Where you come from?
Oh, here and there. It's been quite eventful for us too. Not always in the good way. So I kind of like the place you've got here. I nod towards the bread at the bakery and everything, and I'm like, looks like the sweet life.
Just, well, it used to be, but now that, she says, she looks around, now that the walls are so well guarded and there's patrols everywhere, and every man, woman, and child, it seems, is part of the night watch or the day watch or whatever schedule they're on. Lots of fighting, lots of people go missing. These last couple of years have been pretty dark, if I had to say so.
My dear, you have no idea how much that rings true to me. And the violence, the death, and then I point towards the walls. The barriers. Have you ever thought of, like, moving on to the big city?
Well, I don't right know if I can make it there. Kind of scared to strike off on my own to a bigger town. I have friends here now, if you know what I mean.
I do, and that's what keeps you going, really. I totally get that. Even if things may not be quite so ideal, and I'm thinking about Gwen and Doucheface and Brawl.
Just,
But
you
if
you seem like you've seen a lot of fights, but have you killed much? Have you had to defend yourself?
oh, I defend myself, but I'm not that into, the maim and gore and murder hobo-ness of it all. I feel like, if I can do a bit of sparklies and I like wiggle my fingers over and kind of sort of like just bring a mage hand over and, like dazzle a bit, maybe distract them, I think it helps a bit more. Like, check this out. And then I'll cast levitate on her.
She laughs and she giggles a little bit as she floats a few feet off the ground.
Now, all I need to do is tie a rope on you, and then you can just tell me where you want to go, and I'll lead the way.
She smiles and she says,
You just call her a blimp?
We don't have lips in this world, but I turned into a balloon.
This is remarkable. Just can we go higher?
Oh, as high as you like, actually. But considering the walls are probably there for a reason, I'm not quite sure how safe that would be. But how high would you like to go?
Right. Oh, right. Maybe just so we can see the tops of the houses.
All right. So I'm gonna like go about 30 to 40 feet.
Okay. 30 feet is about the height of the walls. So.
Yeah. I'll get like the 5 feet and be like, all right. And I would have at least like brought some kind of like well, you know what? I'd give her the other end of the rope so that she can hold on to it, and then I'll kind of like lead her over to one of the houses so she can get close to the roof and then bounce off.
All right. So you guys are having a fun time as you begin to bounce from rooftop to rooftop. It becomes a little bit of a chase even as she gets her a feeling of the much reduced weight that she has now with levitate. So zipping back and forth between rooftops.
Parkour.
Just coming to a little bit no mischief really, but every once in a while you see from an upper vantage point you can see inside a window and you see like a grandma reading to her grandkids, or another one you see yeah, that kind of stuff. Anyway, Gwaine and Brawl and Doucheface. You have joined up with Squall and the rest of the Dwarven patrol, right? She points out she points out she inspects your armor as she has you line up with the rest of the dwarves, and she says, "Now, we're about to go out into the fields. We've heard that there's a bunch of darklings messing around with some farmers and shite. Our job tonight is to clear out the nest of darklings that we suspect is out there. You fresh boys, can you handle yourself in a fight?"
You point, I punch.
Right. Well, if you get scared, don't go running after your mother. We all fight as a group here, but every man is expected to carry his own weight.
Yeah.
There
I
are
don't even know where my
there are
mom
about
is,
20
so I couldn't
troops.
even run to her.
She says, "Well, I doubt she loved you very much, having named you Doucheface and all."
It's a family name. I don't even remember it, but it's like straight
What are you
up
talking
strong.
about? It's a dastardly name.
It's a dastardly in the most maximum way. Probably not your dialect.
She says, "Right, I have one Doucheface and one over here who just stays off on his own, standing there smelling like shite. I think I got my work
You
cut out
can
for
see
me
him?
today." I've gotten used to looking at to seeing dark creatures, so I can tell by the shadows that there's someone over there. And of course, the stench.
Those are flies.
I'm calling BS on this because Brawl's a figment of our imagination. He's like, your like imaginary friend, except we dreamt up a really stinky one by accident.
Are you sure? I could swear he's standing over there by that
No.
grow thingy.
Nah, that sounds pretty. I can tell you 100% certainty that you're definitely wrong in the most maximum way.
Aye, I see. Well, whoever's not standing there over by the grow thingy, make sure you pull your own weight in the fight later. These darklings, they're vicious creatures, and they'll kill you just as soon as see ya.
Then he's gonna be immortal.
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. So you guys head out around town. They start by doing a few perimeter sweeps around the town. So let's see here. Oh, what was this? I don't remember what this picture
It's
was.
like a hairy butthole.
Yeah. It's buttholes.
All right. So the town is roughly, not quite circular shape, but it's built around something like that. That's the town walls. You guys start by doing a full perimeter circuit, right? And along the way, Squall is there. She checks in with various guard posts. There are other patrol groups, mostly vigilante groups and rangers and stuff. But Squall's is the primary actual military official unit. You guys have it's you guys, Squall, and about 20 dwarven brawlers, and a couple of other tech, like archers and crossbowmen, that kind of stuff. And in total, not quite 30 people. Once she confirms that the perimeter is clear, you see her talking to one of the guards. She tells him to keep an eye out. She has a sneaking suspicion that this might be a rough night, and then she takes you off to the north to head towards the set of farms that she believes there is a swarm of darklings in. And as soon as you guys leave as soon as the town starts going off into the distance, and the ambient light of the torches and stuff on the walls begins to dim and from your sight, and not really be much of a factor in the area, in the atmosphere, you can see the dwarves around you grow more and more alert and cautious. You guys are still moving at a decent clip, but their footsteps have grown more careful and stealthy. You can tell that they're on high alert as you guys move off further into the darkness of the night. Squall says to you, "The darklings, they really like to strike out of nowhere. Keep your eyes about you and your wits on." Okay.
Was our time in the tavern long enough to have been a short rest?
Yeah, for sure. Here, I'll give you guys a short rest.
Did they tell us these things come through portals or whatnot?
No, they so you can talk along the way, and now everyone's talking in whispers. One dwarf tells you that they come up from cracks in the ground, from dark places, caverns that travel deep, that branch off deep into the underground. Let's see here. So you guys are walking for a while. You start to hear these sounds, movements, rustling in the dirt, and clattering amongst the rocks around you. It's not long before you see shadows darting above you, quick movement things, kind of like bats flying in the air above, but their shape and their speed is not really. They're slower and they're larger than what you think bats should be.
Do the dwarves know what type of creature these things are?
Squall says to you, "Hey, there are all sorts. Large ones, small ones with spines and scales and many legs, others that fly and have these suckers and these long eel-like limbs. Some of them are large and strong. I've even seen like a giant once with one eye."
My apologies. Let me be more specific. Do you know if they're aberrations, fiends, undead, demons, devils?
They're all looking at you and scratching, and one dwarf, he's scratching he goes from scratching his beard to scratching his nuts to scratching his beard again. And he says, "Are you saying that there's a difference?"
Hey, Mr. Doucheface, remind me to put an arrow in the face of the person who told me dwarves were smart.
What? You said dwarves or what? Yeah, just write down a note. I'll remind you, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why don't they guys just take out the big dog? Why are they just fighting these little guys? Where's their leader? Where's the darkening leader? the most dastardly way.
Um,
I'm
are
gonna
Um,
cheat
there
right out.
are there any tracks or anything that would stand out to me? Because
roll a
the
survival check.
reason the reason I ask is because one of my favorite enemy is fiends, so I have like advantages for like tracking them, finding them, and stuff like that. That's why I was asking that. So I wanted to
Yeah.
like look around, and
Roll
so
survival.
okay. If they are fiends, I would have advantage.
Okay. Looking around, you see some strange markings in the ground, especially near a group of rocks, larger boulders and stuff like that. You see some scrapes and gashes in the stone and some weird looking tracks along the ground. It is not looking like any kind of track or marking that you're familiar with. Okay.
I will not point them out to the stupid dwarves, but I will point them out to Mr. Douchefish.
Okay. Suddenly something flutters by in the air, and you guys catch a glimpse of it as it darts into view and flitters off.
Oh, Chris.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah.
Since I'm traveling with this group, are we in a forest?
No, you're in like a very kind of rocky environment. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I missed that earlier because my headset keeps cutting out every time there's a big thunder blast.
Gotcha. All right. So you guys are walking along. There's dwarves all around you. Actually, I'll put dwarves on. They'll look like these guys. Okay. And a couple one dude like that. All right. Oops. And there's a rock formation here. Lots of boulders and like crags and that kind of stuff. It's pretty large, jagged, rocky stuff. And you guys are walking like in this southern direction. And then all of a sudden, that flittering sound again begins to begin. You hear that swooshing in the sky above you. That little thing that you saw in the air comes flapping straight through back, and a couple of the dwarves raise the alarm and they say, "That's just fucking things," and they could loose a couple of crossbow bolts, but nothing happens as they miss in the sky. But you start seeing more. You guys start seeing more and more of them track through the air. You see 4, 5, 6 of them fluttering around you, like circling in the sky above you, like buzzards would. Brawl, since you were paying attention, off in the direction over here to the right, where you saw the tracks earlier, the tracks were further up to the north as you guys were walking. You see movement amongst the rocks. Something almost like a boulder shifting, it seems, moving along on its own.
Tell Mr. Douchefish that there's someone over there trying to make moves on it.
What?
Yeah, dude, don't you see that over there? There's somebody like giving you those hand waves like the grill does from around the corner of the building. There's somebody totally over there trying to hit on you.
Okay, do you guys do anything?
Yep, I move over here.
Okay.
after I pass on that. Oh, who's the leader chick of these dwarves? Is that the redhead down here that's smaller and Gwen?
Sure.
Okay. I got plans for her in this fight.
Even though the token is a guy, I couldn't find any small red dwarven tokens. Let me see if I can find a female.
Man. Hey, there's a female dwarf in the new Lord of the Rings TV show.
Does she have a beard?
Nope.
Well,
they're already getting shit for it from
I reject
all
it.
corners of the internet. Yeah, me too. Fuck that shit. They finally put female dwarves in Lord of the Rings show and they don't have the fucking beards.
All right. You guys have so, Doucheface, you were made aware of the moving amongst the rocks. Are you guys doing anything before?
I also disappeared.
Okay, you stealth.
So I pull my little dagger boys out, and I start walking towards the movement area because I'm gonna douche them right out of that rock.
Okay. Squall turns to you and she says, "Hey, Doucheface, why are you breaking formation?" You there? Your mic working?
Should be.
There you go.
Can you hear
I
me?
heard you. Yeah, now I can.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Oh, I was saying, yeah, I'm walking towards the rocks. I'm gonna douche this boy right out.
She says, "You're breaking formation. Get back with us before you're caught off on your own." I can't hear you, Damus.
You can't hear me at all?
Now I can.
No.
You're cutting in and
Okay,
out still.
Fucking, I don't know what it is. It's just this one server. All right. But I guess I'll get back into formation.
Okay. As you walk back into formation, dropping out of the sky above where you were, fairly quickly. You were completely unaware of its presence because it was so dark in the sky above you. But you see this creature swoop down and strike at where you would have been.
Got him.
Okay. And at that, these other small creatures begin to flit in and out of the sky, diving in and attacking you guys. Okay. So everybody except Zelona, roll initiative, please. All right. Brawl, you go first.
I'm going to move down here on the bottom 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to hold a ranged attack with my bow. And my trigger is for the leader of these dwarves to attack something.
Okay. Alright. This first Dark Mantle comes in and grabs onto the back of this dwarf's head. And as it does, you can see its tentacles and tendrils wrapping around its head. And you hear this dwarf begin to scream as it latches on. These small spine spikes and yeah, their barbed tentacles go darting into his neck, behind his ear. One goes into his cheek, and he's screaming, swinging at it with his axe, but also like making contact with it. But since it's draped over his head, he's smashing himself in the head with his mace as well. And he's just wailing and spinning and screaming as he's going. This large creature, having missed its dive attack, swoops out around and is going to come dashing in this way. It takes a strike at this dwarf here, knocking him down to the ground. And then it continues on, and it dives at Squall.
No, mine goes off when Squall attacks somebody.
Okay. It's gonna take a bite attack at Squall. Squall is gonna try to isn't going to engage with it. So you can go ahead and attack it if you want. She's
So
engaging with it.
I'm waiting until when she goes to swing. This is my goal. My goal is to shoot the creature that she's swinging at in a way that causes its body to move and make her miss.
Okay. All right. Well, on her turn, she's gonna swing at it. Mr. Doucheface, you are up.
Oh shit. There's some weird crap going on. I'm gonna pull out these daggers in the most douchey way. I'm gonna time to get hit again.
Ooh.
Sweet. And there's my bonus action. I'll have my pack weapons come back to my hand. And I'm gonna flick my head to the side and be like, that was
How the
pretty.
fuck do you get plus 15 to your damage?
I got the throwy thing for the plus 10, the rest is like the other dex and other shit.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm pretty cool. And I flip my head to the side and be like, look at the sky.
Damo, or Doucheface, as you do, for some reason, as you're attacking, it's been a while since you've used your daggers and your attacks, but every time you swing and you throw your daggers through the air, right? Normally they would sound like as they're spinning through the air, right? But now it sounds like slurping, like a slurping gushy sound your daggers make through the air.
Sounded. Or my name is not Mr. Doucheface.
All right, yeah, just like moist, drippy gooey sound,
Yeah.
like flying through the air.
Doucheface, the thrower of the sloppy daggers.
Okay.
So he's throwing CDs at them.
All right. This dark mantle is gonna latch onto this dwarf guy. And this one is gonna come sweeping in, and it's gonna attack you, Doucheface.
It's like, nope.
Ooh, that's a hit.
Hold on. Because I like Mr. Doucheface for that. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Okay,
Dude,
I'll have
I
one.
just-
All right,
got a
I'm
shield.
gonna
Save-
use
save
a
your stuff.
lucky. Oh, I was
Save
gonna
your
use a
lucky,
lucky.
bro.
Okay.
I got you. I appreciate it though. But I will. I'll use the shield. I'll be like, can't touch this. Da-na-na-na.
Wait, what shield?
I
You just cut out.
We lost you again.
Let's see. Does he have a shield? Mr. Firelord's politician. Oh, he has a shield spell. Okay, he has a shield spell. All right, so the attack misses. I was like, wait a second. Why does he have a shield spell? Isn't he a? I don't even know what class you are. What are you?
I know, right?
You're a fighter. Oh, he's a. What's the fighter with
Eldritch
spell
Knight?
slots? Yeah, Eldritch Knight. He has
Alright, can
level
you
2
hear me?
spells. Yes, we can hear you.
Alright, yeah, Eldritch Knight, yeah. You know, the shittiest class of them all.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a pretty shitty class.
They're
All right, so
bad.
you cast
What's
shield
wrong
and
with
this
it?
thing misses.
Oh,
Gawain.
no, a warrior with the shield ability is broken as fuck because a freaking warrior can get up to like a 23 armor class, add shield to it, 28. They're just unhittable.
For like
I'm gonna
3
move,
turns.
I'm gonna move 10 feet within max.
'Kay.
And for my action, I'm gonna cast Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
And has anyone been damaged? No.
Not yet.
The one dwarf that got.
There's one dwarf on the ground. Yeah.
That Renly assaulted.
Okay, so I'll use my bonus action to heal that dude.
Okay. How much you healing for? All right, 6. Yeah, that'll help. Okay. You see some of his the gash that was on his shoulder begin to stop bleeding and heal up, and it's not fully closed, but it does do a lot of good. All right. These next dark mantles are going to come swarming in. A couple go there. This one is going to attack you, Gwaine. Misses. And number 5 is going to go on to this guy here. Okay. Brawl. What are you doing?
Did the homie G girl never go?
Oh, that's right. I forgot her. She turns and she looks at this thing and she rolls. She lets out a Xena warrior princess, and she swings at it.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot it and try to make it hit, move it, and make it.
So you hit it.
All
right. How are you moving it?
I just want that. I want to hit it. I want to hit it or approximately where she's gonna hit it, so that the force of the arrow pushes it back and makes her just barely miss.
Okay. So she would have hit it barely, but as you blast it with your force attack, it shifts it just like, and her swing like hits nothing. And you know how when you're swinging at something, and you expect to hit, but there's no resistance, it kind of throws her off balance, and she stumbles forward a bit. She's gonna roll. She's gonna roll a. She manages to hold her balance, and she looks up as this large winged, like almost manta ray is just like menacingly glaring down at her. She swings one more time.
Oh, if he had any resistance, all of that damage is force.
And she misses. Okay. All right. No. Yeah. It all connected.
Oh.
Okay. Brawl, it is your turn again.
I'm gonna hold my attack to do the same thing again.
Okay. You do hear movement and chittering amongst the rocks.
Actually, hold on. There's 2 dwarfs that have been latched onto, right?
Yes.
Okay, since I actually have 2 attacks, I guess this bitch is a bitch, but I do want to. Which one of the dwarfs looks worse of the 2 that have been?
They're about the same. They both just got lashed onto just now.
All right, so that one will take my sneak attack. So this one gets my sneak attack, and then I get a second. Did that not kill it? Okay, I'll take it.
It did not. Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
that was good damage. Okay. I like how we say 15 damage is good damage.
20. Yeah, I'll move over here. That's pretty good damage.
Okay. This ray is gonna swoop up again, up in the air, and it's going to you see it shift and shimmer in the air, and suddenly it looks like there are more of them.
Oh wait, nope. Maybe. Ooh, dividing.
Okay. That's what it does. It's not like they're smaller. I'm just doing this for the sake of token size. Yeah, I guess I can make them bigger. There. It kind of did this, Renly, as it was leaving her. So she swings at it, and she makes contact with nothing again, and she stumbles around, and she's having a hard time. A confused look across her face, and she says, "Fucking shite! How come I can't hit this bloody thing?" All right, doucheface. You see
Other insects?
these creatures split off into four. This creature split off into four. What do you do?
That's pretty fucking weird. So I'm gonna do a real dastardly thing. I'm gonna go shocking grass this thing right next to me and be like, "Hey, douche, get off of me, or I'm gonna bag you up."
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do the most awesome dastardly maximum thing. Is I disengage. I'm gonna go try to jump on it.
Okay. You're gonna try to jump on the one closest to you.
Yeah.
All right. Roll a d20. Okay. You get there, and as you jump onto it, you. Let's see here. Let me just double check real quick. Okay. As you make contact with it, you feel like you're touching something solid for a brief second, and then it just fades underneath you, like it was made out of fog.
Well, it's fucking crazy. And with my frustration, I'm gonna throw a dagger at it because I can do that because I'm an Elder's Knight.
Which one? The one you threw the dagger at disappears.
Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Okay. More dark mantles are. There's more. They begin falling out of the sky, and there's more dwarves all around you. This is just representative of what you see normally around you. But more of these dark mantles are attaching to dwarves all around you. You hear them screaming as they're fighting, and crossbow bolts are shooting in the sky. Several of these dark mantles are dropping out and lie dead on the ground, but there are also dwarves that are lying on the ground with dark mantles draped over their heads, bleeding out of their eyes and their ears, and their bodies just like spasming. Over in the rocks, you see a creature emerge. Large, hard-shelled back. It looks the same, a similar color to the rocks, but you can tell that it's pretty adept at hiding amongst the stones. I don't know. Have you, Renly?
I feel like I remember maybe at one point we had this. I
There-
don't know, maybe.
In the ocean plane in the sky, we fought some lobster type things, but not these. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Gawain, your turn.
I'm gonna attack the one that attacked me. I'm gonna take Balinar and I'm gonna smack him in his face.
You make contact with it. It's this flappy little fleshy thing. Okay. It makes a little, sloppy sound as you smack into it. They're not very, resilient. It splatters now, in a shower of goo like all across the plane.
And then, as my bonus action, I would like to heal whoever's.
Doucheface. Have you taken 10 damage, Doucheface? It looks like you were wounded for 10.
Oh, he also has 15 temp, so those would cancel out.
At some point,
Okay.
no, I.
That was from Belle. She punched him or slapped him, I think.
Gotcha. That's right. Right here. Let's just reduce that. All right, we'll cancel that out. Okay. So you work on one of the dwarves on the ground. All right. By this point, these dwarves that have dark mantles on them are collapsed. Their heads and faces bleeding. Another one of these rock insectoids comes rushing out behind the stones and tears this dwarf here into shreds. Okay. Squall looks at this thing and says, "Finally, a creature I can attack!" And she charges it and begins laying into the chul with her battle axe. You see as she hits it, there's sparks fly, and she's barely able to make it to do damage to its hard chitinous shell. Brawl, what do you do? Can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to. I'm gonna hunter's mark the first crab that came out, but I won't put the effect on myself. I'm looking on myself because it's from me. And I'm gonna shoot. Does this dude with the white background token, does he look bigger and meaner and nastier than the other dwarfs?
Sure.
Like more capable? Like he's like more
Yeah,
like a
sure.
leader type? Okay. Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot both of these little winged fuckwads here.
Okay. The cloakers?
The first one is the one closest to him.
Okay, pick a Yep, alright. Roll a d20.
Okay.
Alright. That one also vanishes.
Alright, and then for my second attack, I'm gonna shoot the other one.
That's a hit.
Alright. Let's close. And so, there's the culprit. Is it the one underneath me on the combat tracker? Up there.
Yes.
Okay. So 26 force damage to him.
Nice. That's a huge hit. As you make contact with it, it tears a gash in its belly, and you can see black ooze begin to leak out and spill across the ground. It lets out an unholy scream.
I yell over to Mr. Doucheface. I'm like, I'm feeling rather disappointed here in their judgment of our skills, considering the way they're performing. Just say,
Never judge people unless they're like not cool. Then you can judge them.
no, they judged us, and look how they're
Oh.
performing.
Or they say we're
Judge
not cool.
people unless they use filters on Instagram.
Yeah, that's totally true.
In a rage, it's gonna attack you, Mr. Doucheface, since you're right next to it.
And you shield again.
Can you block a 24 with a shield? I don't think you can.
Nope.
Alright, I'll use my lucky to make him reroll that attack.
Can you do it on other people? Attack against other people? Or does it have to be against you?
Yep.
No, yeah, you
Um,
can.
It's,
That's cool. I got lucky
You
too.
can choose to spend, let's see here. You can also spend one lucky point when an attack roll is made. Oh, no, it is against me. Sorry.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I'll use my lucky point.
Sorry.
Okay. Here it comes. Oh, it's even higher.
That was even worse. I'm not lucky right now. I'm just gonna stand here and take it.
Alright. Its teeth sink into you. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
You get a
Plus what?
plus 5.
Nice.
Oh, ooh. So with the +5, you save it. Okay. So no no external or alternate effects, but it will lash at you with its tail. Can you shield that, or do you want to shield that?
No, fuck that shit.
Okay. Your turn, doucheface. This thing is, it's got its teeth in your shoulder. It's got a tail, like, stabbed into your ass. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Alright. Well then, they made a complete circuit on me. In the most dastardly way. I'm gonna imagine socking grass. Because I shouldn't even have to roll the hit. It should just be able to shock them.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
That's a hit. Normally you would hear, you know, like these electric, like fizzling, sizzling sounds, but instead you hear squish, like squelch, 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 squelch sounds.
Yeah. Now feel the wrath, Mr. Cloaker, of my ultimate wet and gurgly blade as I throw it, and it sounds like I'm taking a shit.
Okay. The thing lets out a hideous, bile-filled scream, flops down to the ground in a pile of black goo.
You sound even grosser when you die than when I throw my daggers.
Alright. More of these things are attaching to dwarves. You see dwarves around you falling as their heads are being, their brains are being rotted from the inside out, basically. Alright, this thing rushes in and makes it to Gwaine. Gwaine, 2 big pincer attacks. Totally suck. Sure. It breaks off one of its pincers on your chiseled abs, Gwaine. What do you do?
Hell yeah. I'm gonna first one, my bonus action.
So just by the way, this is the sound effect that all of Doucheface's abilities make.
I was trying to find one, but I couldn't.
You're fapping on them. Bonus action, I heal my buddy, and then for my main action, I'm gonna take Balinar, and I'm gonna shove it. Things, but might do it again, and then I'm gonna activate my Fang of the Hellhound.
This is a good one too.
You watching mine?
Yeah, I saw it. Okay. This one over here is gonna come around this way and it's gonna attack Gwaine as well. Oh, the shit rolls. Okay. Squall, now not having a not dealing with its most heavily armored part of its body, as it's turned away and attacked Gwaine, has access to its legs and begins to bash them and shatter its legs. You see her able to full on cut off 2 of the back of the rear legs. The thing stumbles in place. And she shouts out a very witty dwarven battle cry that I will not make up right now because I'm busy listening to these wet fapping sounds. All right, Brawl, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move up here,
Okay.
and I will shoot number 2 a couple of times. Alright, so that hit him. So we get a this. We get this. And we get this for the first attack. And then choose that for the second. Alrighty. That's all
Okay.
my mojos.
Okay, Mr. Juiceface, you're up.
Alright. Mr. Doucheface pulls out his daggers and wiggles around there, make a noise as he wiggles them back and forth in the air. One he's gonna throw out shoot 2. Like, feel the wrath of this
Ooh,
wet noise.
the crit.
You should. Your crit should be baseballing one of my arrows further in. Over there. Yeah, you rolled double ones.
For real though. I'll take the second one. I'm gonna line up real nice and make it real wet, a real wet sound. Oh fuck, my mouth was dry, I couldn't make my wet noises. So pull it back to me.
So on this one that I linked, the note in the description is to put it on and play it on 1.75 times speed.
Try it out. 1.75. Yeah.
You gotta do it. You gotta listen to it. 1.75.
Wow. This sounds really weird. What about on times 2? Times 2's even weirder.
That's the sounds that all of Doucheface's attacks make now. All right.
You know, and we'll have to hook you up with the extension in Unity that lets you put sounds in Unity when you switch over. So you can actually make it so when they roll the attack, it plays that sound.
Do you get hit by this, Gwaine? As this large lobster creature smashes you with one of its claws.
Yeah, that is.
All right, it hits you. You are grappled. As it grabs onto you, you can try to escape it or do something later on your turn.
Joke's on him. It's grappled to me.
That's true. It is your turn.
And for my turn, I took some. Even if I didn't take any damage, but I took damage, I guess. Do I have to roll the concentration check?
For which spell?
The aura of whatever I cast that I'm healing.
Yeah, if you have, I think if you
Yeah.
have like temporary hit points, it doesn't auto roll concentration checks because it's not technically damage.
Oh, you're good.
All right, so now that it's grappled to me, I'm gonna take Balinar. I'm gonna shove it in his face, but I'm going to smite it.
Since he rolled so high, do the tentacles wrap around it like it's giving Balinar some love?
Ooh. Boom. Splatter and goo.
The momentum, the same momentum, just to follow through with the second attack on the other guy.
Okay.
And this will be a
Nice. Zelona, did you play it at 1.75 speed?
Ooh, and my Fang recharges, so I'm gonna use it again. That's my turn.
Okay. All right. The dwarves on the other side of the of the fight have managed to get the upper hand on some of these dark mantles, and they come charging in and manage to pick off a couple of these other guys. Okay. This one creature is going to spin around and take a swing at Squall. Squall ducks underneath it and plants her battle axe right under its chest plate, and you see a mighty heave as she plunges it deeper into this creature's guts, and as its blood and bile begin to spill out, she has dealt it a mortal blow. It is close to death. Brawl, what do you do? Brawl, you there?
Sorry, I muted my mic because I was coughing. I'm gonna do some ego boosting since these drawers are so shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna put myself like right here, and I'm gonna move my hunter's mark to this spiffy little fucker. And is there? Well, yeah, I think I should be able to do it from here. It's dark, right? It's dark. It's like nighttime.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So she just like plunged her axe into this thing, right? And it's looking like it's like really, really dead. So I'm gonna like move to a position where this dumb bitch who was questioning our abilities was, and I'm gonna shoot this fucker in such a way as to make it fall on her, so that her axe will plunge up into it, and she'll think she killed it.
Okay.
That's my goal.
All right.
With 2 precision arrows.
Both hit.
Alright. Okay, so this is the first one.
Yeah, enough force blasts into it as her axe is wedged into its torso. It falls forward, and her axe clean protrudes from its back, from between 2 plates on its back on the other side. And as it splits apart across, like over her body, basically divided in half, she's showered in its blood and its viscera.
Weird.
All right.
And I'll move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, because you said earlier there was something moving over here.
Yes. Okay. You can let's say initiative is over. You go to the rocks. What are you looking for?
Just looking in that general area wherever you said after because you said I saw something over there after the lobster thing showed up. So I'm just checking out to see if there's anything else left over there.
Okay. You head over there.
Kind of walking off, talking to myself about, wow, these assholes were all like, I hope you all can handle your shit, and look at all these dead fucking dwarfs on the ground.
You get over to the rocks, and you climb up on this one over here, and you look over, and you see in the landscape more rocks, but in between them these huge crevices. You basically are looking down at like a valley, a slope of rocky terrain. But wedged between these rocks are huge crevices, and out of the crevices, you see thousands of creatures swarming about and maneuvering about. You see lots of these things beginning to emerge from underground. You see more of the spined kind of like not arachnid, but insectoid creatures, and a few large, singular-eyed giants, and they're floating in the middle of this force emerging from the ground.
Well, shit. So, given my background, would I know what the fuck those things are?
Have you spent much time in the Underdark?
Well, I like, well, because of my background, I like travel to plains and stuff, hunting like planar creatures and shit.
Okay, I'll let you roll. I'll let you roll history with advantage.
Okay. Yeah.
You have a good sense of what these are. You've read enough of the creatures of the Underdark that you can basically tell where these things are pouring out from.
Sweet. I'm gonna hop down off the rock and I'm gonna walk back over here to my buddies and be like, "Well, it's been nice hanging out with you, dwarves, but there's about, oh, I don't know, 2 or 3 thousand more of them on the other side of those rocks, so we're gonna be peacing out. Y'all have fun with your life."
She gets up and she's covered in gore. Just fuck, right? And she rushes over. She scampers up a rock, and the dwarves. She whispers out a couple commands as the dwarves move. The ones that are able to move in formation behind her, right? And she gets up, and as she looks down over the rocks, and she sees them, she says, "They're beginning to mobilize. They're breaking out in different branches, headed towards the town. Fucking shite."
Yeah, they're fucked, guys. We should like get the fuck out of here because they're all gonna die. They ain't got no chance in hell against what's coming. And our being there ain't gonna change that. That's just
Okay.
unmitigated truth, my dudes.
Well, if there's a will, there's a way. In the most maximum dastardly way.
There ain't no
Oh.
maximum way out of this. There are creatures on the other side of that rock that we stand no chance against, my dude.
Alright,
Even
well,
if it was three of us against one of some of those creatures over there, we wouldn't win.
well, I'll be straight up with you. I've known you since me and Gwen created you as our imaginary friend that we thought making really stinky was a good idea, and I still regret to this day. But
You just cut out right there. You said "but," and you cut out.
That's what it's meant to be.
do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
But they're gonna give us money. You know that thing that we've never had? And I just wanted to see what it's
you
like to
mean-
be able to buy a double cheeseburger for once and not
I,
be
I hand
completely
I
dead.
hand,
for
I
working
hand
for
you
people.
100 gold.
What
I hand you 100 platinum.
the fuck did you say right now?
I hand you 100 platinum. Like legit. I pull out a bag and give you 100 platinum. Now let's go.
He's been sitting on gold the whole time.
Yeah, I got
This
1,500 platinum.
motherfucker's been rich.
I got 1,500 platinum from the Dragon's Cave.
That's right. You're the only one who got something. Squall comes rushing up, and she says, "They're headed towards town. 2 arms, one towards the left and the other towards the right. They're moving together. We have to get back to town. Inform the guards."
Listen, lady.
I start heading with her.
With all due respect, I've been hunting monsters my whole life that you couldn't even dream of. Your town literally stands no chance against what's coming. Like,
Hey,
uh,
but there are women and children and men and trannies in town. We have to save them.
you can't save them. I'm sorry.
I'll go with you.
As a warrior, I will say, you should know. Not every fight can be won, and a smart commander knows when to fight and when not to.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not smart then. I'm a looker,
All right.
not a
She
thinker, and I make wet
she-
noises with my mouth.
All right. I'm playing the YouTube video. Can I? Is there a way for me to send these sounds over Discord?
You know, I was actually
Yeah,
wondering about
if you
this
get a-
earlier
if you
this,
get a
this
Discord
session. I
bot.
was like, I wish we could hear the background music, and now I'm like, thank God we could.
Are you
Thank God we
playing? Are
could.
you playing your Discord music for YouTube?
Yeah.
There is a Discord bot that will allow you to play YouTube music through the Discord chain.
Okay. I'll find myself a bot that can transmit my sounds, especially these wet sounds
Have
now every time.
If you have any sort of noise suppression for your microphone, it fucks with any noises that you play through Discord on it.
Well,
Oh,
no,
okay.
the bot will play it, not him. The bot will actually join the chat channel, and the bot will actually play whatever that YouTube video is.
Yeah, but it uses your own microphone, whatever you're using to play the sound through.
Interesting.
I've tried.
Okay. Anyway, maybe I'll do it with my phone. I'll figure it out. So, Zelona's having a hard time with it. All right, back to Zelona. So, you guys have spent the last 20 minutes floating above the rooftops, and it's actually been quite the enjoyable time. There's been a lot of laughing. As you've run across the rooftops, it's been physically active. So there's you've worked up a little bit of a sweat, but it's been very enjoyable. A lot of laughing and pointing at things. You've taken to peeking inside people's windows to see if you can.
If there are any tall towers, like what do you call it, like a skyscraper in here, or the tallest main building, I'll take her up the tower. The rope
Okay.
is about up to 50 feet, so that's how high we'll go.
Okay, yeah. So there is one spire in the middle of town. It belongs to the library. So it's about we'll call it 45 feet. You guys manage to scale to the top of that spot and see the town from an upper vantage point. It's in the center of town, so you figure it's relatively safe. And the two of you are just kind of sitting there at the top of this pinnacle. And there's not much room, so you have to sit close to each other. And Lizzie says, "Why, this has been just the most fun I've ever had, I do declare. How about you? Are you enjoying yourself?"
Oh, this is the life. I'm actually really happy right now spending this time with you rather than patrolling yet again and fighting off randoms yet again. This is way nicer. And I lean close to her.
And she smiles and she snuggles back and she says, "Now, being a tavern worker, I'm used to people coming and going and not spending much time in town. And I've learned to be direct in my feelings and in my words and not beat around the bush because time is usually short." She says, "Zelona, I've never asked a girl home before, but I suspect that you don't intend to be here for quite long. So, would you?"
Honey, with you, anytime.
She smiles and she says, "I stay at a little farm right outside town. The farmer himself and his wife are quite old, so I do housework for them, and they give me a small room in the back. It's right over there." She points to like a spot, a field outside town. She says, I normally head home. Well, I've been out later than I should, but I normally be home by now. It's quiet, it's peaceful. Shall we?"
Tell you what, why don't you lead the way and I'll carry you? And I'm going to see if I can transform into a giant owl, and I'm going to fly her over home.
Okay. All right. So, she points you in the direction, and she laughs, and you carry her towards the direction of her farmhouse. It's a beautiful, quaint, nothing's fancy or anything like that, but you can tell it's been maintained and kept up with love. It is off in the middle of a field. You can see it's on its own on the edge of a field. You can see the larger farmhouse and barns and stables and all that stuff. But she has a small little cottage a fair bit removed from them.
polymorph lasts for an hour, so we'll go around it so she can see her home like from the top, like sort of like the airplane kind of view kind of thing.
Okay. Okay.
And then like
She
mosey on
she
over
points
to
down.
her area. Yep.
That's it. That's it down there.
I will fly by and head on over.
Okay. So you head down, and you land just outside of her cabin, and she smiles and she says, "Let me get us some tea or something inside."
I'll nod and hoot.
And hoots. Okay. All right. You and Zelona make it. You and Lizzie make it inside, and you have some conversation and tea. And before she sidles up a little close, and cuddles in for a nice warm hug, and starts to get a little romantic with you.
Oh, I thought you were gonna show a picture of them scissoring or something.
Here, these wet sounds, they can play double duty. Let's play some wet sounds.
Oh god.
The rest of you guys, you are rushing back to town with Squall. What?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When I was up on the rocks, how far away was the tentacle freak? The humanoid tentacle freak?
Oh. Call it 100 yards.
Alright, so as they're taking off, I want to hop up onto the rock and I'm going to shoot him in the face.
You shoot at him? So he's 300 feet?
You said like 100 feet.
I said 100 yards, 300 feet.
Oh, 300 feet? Yeah, I can shoot him in the face.
Okay.
I got to get ready to shoot that. Because I might be able to just outright kill him.
Alright, let's go ahead and roll it.
Alrighty. Since my hunter's mark's still up, I'm going to move it to him. And he ain't going to see it coming. So I have advantage on the attack, which will negate the disadvantage for it being beyond the first range increment. It will also be an assassination, so if it hits, it's an auto crit.
Okay.
Alright. Here we go.
Ooh, that hits.
Alright. So let's see here. Put this on. Let me put this on. Let me put that on. Did I put that force in? And this is all force damage. I think that's everything. Alright, so I'll just roll the attack against Mr. Doucheface, since it won't do the crit stuff if I don't actually put it on somebody. Unless you want to just throw something on the combat.
You can hold... yeah, that's fine. Just go ahead and roll it.
There it is. There we go.
Okay.
And then I'll immediately shoot him again. Just in case.
That hits.
That's a one then.
Oh man. By 1 hit point, you got him. So.
Oh, I got him.
Yeah, by 1 hit point.
Oh, I never get to use assassinate. Oh, I just assassinated a mind player.
From far away.
Like while this is happening, like, can we get a view of like what happened with this guy on his side?
You lob a couple of force arrows in, just from far away. I mean, you lurk in shadows anyway, so you're able to get close enough, even though you're already within the perimeter of where these creatures are coming out from. You're stealthy enough and you're dark enough that they don't detect you, and you lob a couple of arrows in. They're it's like a little bit of hope, just to see what would happen. But luck is on your side, the winds are on your side, and you place the arrows almost on top of each other at 100 yards away, right? And as the magic kicks in, they strike him dead center in his head and make a cavern, or like make a channel out of just right in between his eyes. There's a huge burst of gore and skull and bone, as a whole top part of his head is just removed. The mind flare teeters in place and flops over. At that, the darklings surrounding him go into a frenzy and a rage, and they just begin to spread out, and like whereas before they were orderly, now they're just completely at random. Just a couple of them are smashing each other. You can tell species are there's some species infighting, but most of them are just spreading out and rushing and raging at everything. Okay.
I was hoping that maybe something like that would happen, since everyone is dead set on fighting this mob to save the city. So we got lucky.
Okay.
Okay, Salona, fine. Here. This one's a little better for you, I suppose, maybe.
What the hell are you linking, dude? Oh my goodness.
Nothing you want to put on stream, you'll get demonetized.
I get to. I don't monetize these anyway. Okay.
I will stealthily catch up with them.
All right. Squall and the rest of the party are rushing back towards town. You can hear the howls and the chat, and now that they are no longer bound to the Mind Flayer's will, they are not these Darklings are not they're not concerned with stealth anymore. They're just rushing everywhere, attacking anything that they come across. You can see them knocking. Yeah, just anything man-made that is just instantly being swarmed and knocked over. These shacks and old buildings and barns and that kind of stuff along the way. They knock over some grow thingies, so aka trees. They see them toppling these planted grow thingies all along the way. They're moving quicker than you are. A lot of them are. So a lot of them are flying and dropping down. You start to hear screams ahead of you. Zelona, you and Lizzie are reclined on her it's a small room, right? So there's like one chair, one table, and a bed, right? So you guys are reclined on her bed. A few kisses are exchanged, and she's combing her fingers through your hair. When you start to hear screams and howling off in the distance.
I'm going to shush her and put off the lights as I look out the window. Stealthily.
Okay. You see some shadows. You see some shadows moving through the sky. She quietly, while you're looking out the window, she says, "Oh, all right, I can play this game." She, from while you're looking out the window, she begins to work on you with her hands and kiss your neck and that kind of stuff.
I know where this leads, both her and the outside, and I'm like, but dear, we're going to have to leave post haste. I don't think it's safe here at the moment.
But why?
Once I find my companions, we will find out. So let's just head on back as quick as we can to the town. I think we're gonna need reinforcements. Follow my lead. I'm gonna hold hands with her. And I'm going to see if, can I actually do this? I'm double checking what I can transform at level 9 because
Okay.
it's level 9.
Yes, it is.
Oh god. Okay, so what's the rating of that? That's 9 or
Are you a druid?
no, polymorphic.
Oh, polymorph. It's whatever your level is.
Exactly. So I'm like, what if
CR9 or lower.
CR9? Okay.
I think the best thing you could polymorph into is a giant ape. It's the most powerful thing you can polymorph
No.
into at
I'm
this level.
trying to run. We're not trying to draw attention. Escape. So
Lion, tiger, any of the cats like that are low enough CR you can turn into them.
that is true. Is there anything that burrows?
Not that you would be able to take her with you, but
A
CR.
Bulette, and they take people's knees too.
Oh no, but it has to be a beast polymorph, right? So
No. Oh yeah, polymorph does have to be these.
okay, I see a giant weasel, giant badger. That's the medium, and that would be fine, right? Like they're not gonna notice just badgers, deep down underground. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, that's the only thing I can see that actually goes underground. So I'm going to twin polymorph us. And then I'm going to have her follow me down into the ground, and we're going to burrow.
She says, I don't quite understand, but and as polymorph takes, she kind of looks, and she's looking
as badgers.
she's a bit shocked and confused a bit, but she agrees to follow you.
Awesome.
She thinks this is just a kinky, one of your kinky things.
I have very weird fetishes.
You're both badgers now with the intellect of a badger.
Yep, but in that sense, like we kind of get that there's danger and safety is town, so we're heading to town.
Okay. So as you are,
Two badgers in heat.
We're going deep.
all right, as you guys are you guys. Oh, I should make her roll for it. Okay. All right, Renly, roll a d20 just to see. Oh. Okay. So, Renly, you have your wits about you. And as you transfer into badger form, you impressed in your mind the thought safety town, right? Lizzie, she has on her mind the last thing that was on her mind as a badger, right? Which is very much heat and rutting and humping. So she, like, in badger form, as you shapeshift both of you and you start digging, she full on flings herself on top of you and is full on, like, dry humping you.
This is a game. This is like where we are going to be very happy times once we get to safety. So I am having her chase me.
Okay. All right. She can run faster than you can burrow. So as you're burrowing, you're constantly distracted as she's on your back, just like pawing at you and nipping at you and grinding up against you as you burrow. It actually makes it for somewhat slow going.
I make sure to bury the hole that I've kind of like dug, so that way like it's a passageway that without like any obvious opening kind of thing on the top surface, and we're just going. I think we'll be stuck here for a while.
Okay, so roll a perception check. All right, you're gonna have. I'm gonna give you a minus. We'll give you a -3 on this perception check because you're distracted.
I was going with the -6, but yeah, sure.
He'll give you a -3 on the perception check.
It's not like I have perception normally.
Okay, so you're not really aware. You can't really tell now what's going on around you, because first of all, you're trying to dig, and second, as her advances on you in badger form, are actually having a physical, your own badger body is having a physical reaction. It's start being getting a little harder to concentrate on what you're doing.
If we end up in badger loving for like an hour, will all of the hostiles have already passed by already by that time? I feel that's the case, right? Like, we'll probably just come back to normal and it'll be like, huh, nothing's there anymore.
All right, all right. So make me we'll make it a wisdom saving throw.
What negative do I?
Yes. All right. So on the map. All right. So Renly, you and Lizzie go badger form. You get, you guys are probably, we'll call it 300 yards from town, right? And you start burrowing underground. You get about to here, right, before you stop. You enroll, you're in your little underground tunnel, and you full on go into badger lovemaking, right at this little spot right here. Okay, we'll call it 290 yards out of town.
Figures.
All right. In the middle of all the heat and the rutting and the grinding and the nipping and the clawing, right? You are aware in the background of a lot of movement and thunderous sounds in the ground around you, tremors in the earth. Large things are moving beneath the surface of the ground around you. You hear crashing and splintering of wood. You hear screams in the distance.
It figures.
Okay. All right. Back to the rest of you guys. You're rushing to town. You see some of these flying creatures swooping out of the sky, breaking apart buildings and crashing down on people. You guys are racing as fast as you can to make it back to town. You had a little bit of a head start. And you get to the walls as the first waves are beginning to approach. There's you can see the dwarves have mostly sounded the alarm, but they were caught unawares. Archers on the walls are shooting at these creatures flying in the sky, and you can see them waving in people from the outskirts, farmers and ranchers and that kind of stuff are rushing towards town, trying to get into the gates before they are overwhelmed. At the rear of the lines, you can see darklings, creatures, claws and spines and tentacles, reaching the back ranks of people rushing towards town, pulling them to the ground, slaughtering them, tearing them apart. Right now, you guys are west of town. We'll call it about 500 yards west of town. And you can see all this happening around you and in front of you. What do you guys do?
Fuck. That's what
So there's still people coming in from outside?
Yes. So if this is town, so I'll clear the drawing, delete the tokens. All right. So if the town is... Say what?
Oh, sorry, step on stuff.
If this is the town, right? All from around town, and we'll call this the gate. All from around, from the outskirts of town, farmers and ranchers are making their way back to try to get to the safety of the walls, right? Towards the back rank. So this is not to scale, but you guys are around here. This area, you can see monsters and darklings attacking the groups of people. The groups of people are in this area here. They're like coming from all these different directions, but but right around this spot.
So just
where
out of curiosity, because I want to make sure I understand the scenario correctly. These fuckwads have been getting this is out of character. These fuckwads have been getting attacked every night by these fucking things, and these assholes were not inside the city when night came.
They've been getting raided. Little small creatures, little
Oh, okay.
yeah, like individual monsters, that kind of stuff.
Oh, gotcha. So nothing.
This is no nothing like a full on assault like this is. Yeah.
So like, how far away are this group in the top getting attacked?
It's about 500 yards from town, and you guys are just about um, you guys are catching up to this spot right here. So you're right here.
Do any of them look like in that top group look like they could be saved by any intervention?
Yeah, a handful, for sure.
But any that don't look like they could be saved?
Yes, lots.
Alright, so I will spend my rounds before we go in, and I will use one shot to put someone out of their misery and one shot to hit a monster. That's what I'll do for my
Okay.
rounds while we're waiting. But,
All right.
Like, if they legitimately look like me killing whatever's attacking them won't save them, then I'll just put them out of their misery.
Okay. Gwaine and Mrs. Doucheface, what are you doing?
Mr. Dude.
You just cut out right in the middle of the word doucheface.
And I'll make some dwarf give me some arrows.
Gwaine, what do you... All right.
I'll-
Yeah. There's plenty of arrows.
I'm gonna see like where the most help is needed, like where I
Mhm.
see that it's like there's like the least protection, and I'll head there.
Okay. All right. You rush over. Yeah. Are you saving people or are you running to town?
Oh, where did you say we were? Sorry.
I thought we were in town too.
I thought
No,
we
not
were
yet.
by the
You-
gate.
No, you guys are outside. So
So
you guys are 500
give
yards
us-
from town.
can
You guys are right
put
here.
a marker?
We'll call you guys the square. All right. You
Oh,
guys are around here.
Well, shit. Then those dudes on the top, we should be able to just save them outright. Then I'll just start fucking killing monsters.
Okay. You're firing at monsters, but there's lots of them swarming from all over. You guys were ahead of the majority of them, but you can tell there's more and more coming from behind you.
Well, I mean, I will focus on ones attacking civilians in that circle.
Okay.
I'll ignore any others. Just ones that are actively attacking civilians so that they can make their way to town. I thought we were already
Okay.
at the gate. That's why I was going to put people out of their misery because it was like 500
Gotcha,
feet
gotcha.
away.
Now you guys are not in this are not at the walls yet yourselves.
Yeah, so we'll help
So-
the people in the circle.
Okay. Gwaine, are you helping them as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna help. I mean, I'm slow as fuck anyway, so I'm probably not gonna make it before the monsters get there anyway.
Are you still slow speed? I thought we healed your knee.
Yeah.
Okay.
15 feet.
You're still 15 movement speed? Okay. You guys are slowed down by Gwaine, but the dwarves are helping. You're saving people along the way. It's a fight. It's bloody. It's scrappy. You manage, after a heroic battle, to take out this little patch of monsters right here that was assaulting these ranchers. And they begin to run back towards town, and you follow along. However, by this point, the herds of darklings have full on begun to assault the walls, to overwhelm the town. You guys managed to make it to the gates just as the larger, slower creatures are beginning to get within range. Rocks and boulders. The Cyclops are throwing rocks and boulders, smashing carts, smashing people. You guys are the last ones in as the guards wave. Squall shouts out commands, and you guys enter, and the door is shut. All right, but as soon as the door is shut, they are rocked and shudder as boulders smash into them.
Before we go in, I want to try to assassinate one of the Cyclopses before it can attack.
I mean, it's gonna take quite the shot. We can go ahead and target it and roll it.
That's so that's totally fine. And I'll do it at the first the it doesn't matter as long as it's within 600 feet. The second I see one of them, I'm gonna try to assassinate.
Okay. So there's one in the combat tracker. Go ahead and roll on it and see if you can get it. All right. So right now the state of the town is you guys look around and do just get a survey of the town. There are creatures climbing over the walls. There's the parts of the wall are beginning to have cracks in them, but because these boulders are smashing in, flying creatures flying creatures are just dipping in over the walls, picking up guards and tearing them apart in the air. So you see some darklings burrowing up from under the ground. These large insectoids burst out of the ground. There's screaming, there's pandemonium, there's havoc everywhere. Okay? So, Zelona...
focused on one side of the town?
No. It's actually... they're coming all from the side you were, from the west, but they're starting to spread out all over town.
Okay.
So we can pick this up next week. But Zelona and Lizzie are underground, about almost 300 yards away, in a burrow, and they're just at this point they're finishing up their rutting session. You guys have just made it into town, but the town is rapidly failing, and you're not sure what to do next. Okay, so we'll pick it up here next week.
Fuck out is what we do now.
All right.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for running.
Night night.
Thank you, guys.
Such a weird session as always.
Zelona, make a note. You're gonna have a litter in 6 months.
A litter of badgers.
Yeah, there's nothing in the rules that specify it has to be mating with a male. It just said after mating.
Wonderful. Okay, bye guys.
Have a good night.
Zelona. Hey,
well, you're a badger, so.
If Liz is pregnant, can I take her with? I will ask. Okay, bye.
You know, that's an interesting thought experiment is if two people polymorphed into, creatures that were capable of mating with each other, what would happen if they got pregnant while polymorphed and then polymorphed back?
I don't know. Will they give birth to badgers or what?
I don't know. That's like, just because of the kind of person I am, I think of weird, crazy mechanics like that.
Google it up and see if there's been anything online that has any rulings.
You know what? I bet you somebody
and let me know.
The rules god about it. I will.
I'm sure it's happened. Yeah. All right. Later.